Good morning. You muted.
There we go. Good morning.
Okay.
Here.
Yeah.
Huh?
Just getting this thing shared out. Hopefully, this thing stays shared out.
I've been seeing a lot of copyright stuff going on Things Network, getting hit with stuff.
Hadn't gotten one of those on this show, um, mainly because we don't play copyrighted clips like other shows do.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, like um, one show will show movie trailers. They get the copyright hits. Others have music that they're not really supposed to have, and they get the hit there too. So, and this show did get that one page that kept blocking us because we were using copyright free music that they kept saying they owned. And every time I appealed it, yeah, you're right. We don't own it. But by then, the damage was already done because they had the video blocked.
Right.
Oh, I was so angry. Okay, so I already did the share,
Okay.
and so far that page is still live. So hopefully it'll stay. I
Yeah, I
have
was
no
going through I was
last
going
time.
through the card here, and we missed a lot as far as who we thought was going to win
Yeah,
and all that, which I guess is good. We predicting stuff and then it doesn't happen. I guess it's good for story. So you get a little bit more surprised on what's going on.
yeah. Those first three matches, I was 0 for 3.
Hmm.
And I'm thinking, holy cow, what is going on here? Are they trying to go against the grain or what? It's
I think I wound up coming out with one, two, two out of the whole deal. How many did you get? What I can see here.
I think all told, I might have.
Didn't get that one.
Well, I know I have one in Stephanie Bakir, but I can't really remember Tiffany and Trish, who I said.
We both went with Trish.
Okay, so
So the Battle Royal is on the one that we both got.
yeah,
So
and I actually had 4 picks out of that one.
I had one. I had one pick, and I was like,
Yeah, she was the most likely one. Okay, Evolution. Um, it was at the State Farm Arena in Atlanta, Georgia, home of Goldberg, who had his retirement match the night before, and they had a hold on, let's see here, capacity for basketball. They could hold, oh no, altogether they could hold 18,000 people, but this event only had 8,300 in the crowd.
still a lot of folks.
It is a lot of people, but
Not, yeah,
small. I did hear that they were having trouble selling some tickets,
really.
which
Well,
I don't understand why, because a lot of these women here are just amazing to watch. So I don't understand why they would not have sold out.
well, when you have ticket prices that are so high,
That's true. That is true.
I'm sure they could have sold out if they got ticket prices.
Yeah. But then again, when you think like WrestleMania, 60, 70, 80,000 people, no problem.
That's WrestleMania. That's like the Super Bowl.
I know.
You're going to sell your ticket.
But if I could afford it, I would have it attended something like this because I tell you at no point during this show did I think, well, where's Randy Orton, where's John Cena, where's Cody? Not one time did I ever think about that because
Right.
these these women, these matches had me all the way through. Um, and I think that if they really wanted to, they could create their own brand around the women, give
Yeah.
them their own weekly show. Um, but whether if they are willing to pull the trigger on that, that's I'm going to guess probably not. I don't know, but I think that they deserve their own brand because I think that they can sustain it.
You've got a lot of storylines going on in just the women's side.
Yeah,
Then you got to kind of figure out how to incorporate that with the other two because you've got the Judgment Day and it would be hard to get unless you did a crossover.
to kind of like split them up.
Yeah, you'd have to do a crossover with factions like that.
Yeah, yeah, because you got Judgment Day, then you have Ivy Nile, who's with um, wh- what's the name? American Maiden.
Yeah,
Um,
with the attendance that they had at this pay per view, I don't see a separate show going on with just the women.
right. Uh, so I have no idea what their streaming numbers are. I I wish there was. There probably is. There's probably a website out there that says, okay, these are the numbers of the people that watch the show. Um, I just haven't come across it yet. But this day and age, they have something for everything. It seems
Yeah,
like. um, okay, let's get into it. So the first match was and I called this one. The first match was the triple threat for the Intercontinental title. There was no other match that they could have started out with. Um, Becky Lynch defending the title against Bayley and Lyra Valkyria. And this was a hell of an opener.
yeah. This one had a lot of action in it. And it was good to see. At one point they pushed Becky out of the way, and Valkyria and Bailey went at it back and forth.
Hmm.
Um,
It was kind of going back to how it was with Bianca, Rhea, and Io.
yeah,
Even though Io was the champion, um, I was expecting Bailey to be the winner of this, so I was kind of surprised there. Um, but this was still a very, very good match. Uh, that probably was match of the night until the last match, in my opinion. A lot of people messaging you already.
yeah, I read this morning.
I don't know if you know this, but every now and then your video freezes.
Really,
Yeah.
I don't understand why. Because my router is right here next to the computer, and I've got like one bar on it on the Wi-Fi. Well, now it just jumped up to four.
And it doesn't look like you have any weather outside. Looks like it's
No,
nice and
it's
sunny.
sunny out. Let me see if this fixes it. Should keep it set. But yeah, I thought it was a really good match. So where's my? I actually had Becky winning this one.
Did you?
Um, this is one of my picks, so she wound up keeping it. I don't know what they're doing with Bailey. You know, it's like I don't know. It's just like not really. They're keeping her in the storyline, but not really doing anything with her.
Well, here in a couple of weeks, we're going to have Becky and Lyra in another singles match at SummerSlam.
Is there any special stipulations on it? Is it DQ? Is it
Uh,
cage?
I don't think so. Let me see here. Uh, oh, yeah. Okay. I did not know this. No disqualification, no count out, last chance match. If Becky wins, Lyra can no longer challenge for the title for as long as Lynch is champion.
I see Becky still winning that one.
I don't. I don't know. Um,
Yeah, I think they're throwing that in there just to, I mean, because you got the same, technically, you can only wrestle the same people so many times,
right.
you know, on a PLE.
Well, this is what going to be the fourth match that they've been involved in now,
Hmm.
fourth or fifth match. So if Lyra ends up not winning, I think Becky will end up losing to Bailey. If Lyra does not win,
I
yeah, I
think,
don't know who else could take it from her. But another thing to consider, um, Becky is supposed to be filming, I think, in the fall. She she got a role recently. I want to say it's Marvel. Oh no, Star Trek.
Star Trek.
Yes, she got a part in a new series called Star Trek Starfleet Academy. Um,
Well, if that's a series, then they're going to be filming quite a bit, which means she's going to be out, uh, depending on her role.
right. All it says
If it's a
that
series, you can be in it.
yeah, all it says is that she is a member of a Starfleet bridge crew, in that it's a guest star, so she won't be a
Regular player.
regular member. It doesn't have her in the recurring, so my guess is once or twice. I don't know.
So,
Let's
okay.
see. Saying that this the first season is expected 10 episodes, and a second season is in development.
Okay. Well, if that's the case, then
Probably.
she might wind up losing it if she's out for extended period of time. She might wind up losing the title and go and
Yeah.
start the filming and all. Which has she already filmed? They've already filmed the first series.
Well, they
It's launching in the fall. It sounds like they've already.
okay. Filming was expected to begin early 2020. Filming began August 2024.
Morning, Ed.
Okay, here we go. Pre-production on the second season began in June, with filming set to begin on August 27th and will continue into 2026. So
She
it'll
may
depend on when she is.
she may be in and out. Uh,
Yeah,
so if she's in and out, then I would say they could pull the title from her,
right. Well,
and she could still have a pop in storyline here and there. And then
she's already given that title quite a bit of credence just from her holding it.
right,
I think Becky is at that point in her life where she is going to be phasing out her wrestling career and moving on to movies. 'Cause she's done some films before. Three of them so far. She was in The Marine Six, Rumble, and Happy Gilmore 2. Um, and a bunch of one-offs on um, season TV series. She was in a couple of episodes of Young Rock. She was in the she was in Billions. Game On, get ridiculousness. I didn't know. Oh, she was a stunt double for Vikings.
I
Didn't
can see
know
that.
that. Yeah. Well, this is back in 2013.
So Ed just asked a question about how do you feel about TNA gets bought up by TKO? It's like now they turn into a corporate wrestling entity, TKO.
Uh,
If they
that,
buy TNA, I didn't know anything about them possibly buying TNA.
that's always a possibility. They bought AAA.
Yeah. So now if they got TNA on the books,
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, we're actually going to get into TNA once we talk about this next match, because it's just creating a lot of waves. Um, the next match was the NXT Women's Title. JC Jane defending against Jordan Grace. I thought for sure Jordan was going to win this title.
that was me. I think we both picked her on that match. But um, di- when she when they did that little segment backstage about wanting her in her corner as cheerleader or whatever, I was like, something they're setting something up. I looked at it, I was like, Something just don't sound right. Of course, when she was out there and uh, towards the end of the match, Grace wanted to hit one of the outside females. And, took the belt, and I was like, "She's fixing to have a cross."
I it's not surprising, really. Um, the turn, but I was really surprised by Jordan not winning the title. Because she was asking Blake to be back there to try to even out the battlefield. Um, and the whole thing about JC Jane being called the most beatable champion in history. But when you really think about it, kind of go down the list of beatable champions. For one, they had to win the title.
Right?
Um, Granted, some of them didn't hold on to him very long. But one person who could have been given beatable champion, probably Santino Marella, because of his gimmick.
Right.
Um, at one time, I do seem to recall that Santino was called the most dangerous person in WWE one point.
I saw a clip of him the other day, and it could have been in the past. Well, it couldn't have been too far. Had the iguana. He was involved in a match with him, and he brought the Cobra out and hit the iguana. And showed this. There's had this kid in the background crying because the iguana was, you know, dead. So,
Doing the CPR thing.
yeah,
that, that was hilarious. Um, they have got to do something with Mr. Iguana. They've got to bring him up to the main roster. He is going to be a hit. I want to see him in the Rumble.
I don't know what, but besides the comedian role of it, I don't know how far they could take his character.
Look, look at how far Santino went.
Yeah, but it's not a lasting title. If he won the title or whatever, it's not going to be a lasting title.
Let's see. Mr. Iguana has been. Well, he debuted in 2009.
Good lord, been around a while.
But the thing, I'm trying to see when he became Mr. Iguana. They made his debut in the independent circuit in 2009. His first appearance in CMLL in 2015, but he was rejected because of his slim appearance. Uh, okay, here we go. He created the Mr. Iguana character after his PlayStation character. He picked the name Mr. Iguana since there were already Mr. Agi- Agilia, Mr. Uh, so it looks like he's only been doing this iguana thing for the last 10 years.
Still a long time.
Yeah. Uh, let's see. Following his appearance at um Worlds Collide, he captured fan attention, and as a result, was shown later in the crowd at Money in the Bank and the following episode of Raw.
I wonder, it's one of those new gimmicks. It's something new and fresh, but it won't. I don't think it'll last very long. Not in our, in the independent or the Mexico
Yeah,
show. Although I can see it being big, but I don't think it would last in WWE.
I'd give him 5 years.
Like total,
Yeah, after they bring him up to the main roster, I'd give him 5 years. That
I'd give him two on that gimmick.
you never know. But he can always switch it up too. Look at look at Gold Dust, how he switched. Well, he went into that really weird phase, but
It was weird all the way around. My favorite part
well, it
of that,
was weird, but with the outrageousness of what he went through when he was starting to wear lingerie and um,
he was
all these,
pushing limits.
yeah. To me, that was the really weird part. When he was just dressed in gold, that was fine. But it was when he started doing all the different colors and chains and everything, where it looked like he was going into this sexual bondage type thing. That was where it getting out of hand.
My favorite version of Goldust was when he was doing the Tourette stuff after he got shot. That some of it was the funniest stuff.
Like having Tourette syndrome.
Yeah, you don't remember that?
No, I don't.
Oh my God, you got to go back and watch some of that. I want to say it was him and Booker T maybe fighting. He got thrown. Goldust got thrown through um,
Oh,
electrical.
that I think
Yeah,
that was right around the time that I stopped watching.
yeah, he got thrown into electrical box. Sparks went crazy, and after that, he developed Tourette's, which actually was um, he was already doing that kind of stuff backstage
Yeah.
in the locker rooms and like that. Had people rolling, characters, other wrestlers roll out it. I'm sorry, I'm having to move because the sun coming in the window
Where,
is like
where
blinding me.
is that coming from? You don't have windows all the way around you, so where is that
Yeah,
sun?
there's a window. There's a window right in front of me, and it's certain times of day it just shines right on in and blinds you.
No, I
But
don't.
he was already doing that stuff backstage, and I guess somebody said something to him about incorporating it into his character, and they kind of threw the storyline together. And how can we get
Uh,
that situation?
yeah,
And
I think that was at that time when I stopped watching.
oh yeah, it was funny. It was some funny stuff. One of them, I remember, it was when somebody had just posed for Playboy,
Oh, hey Ed.
and Test, I believe it was Test. At that point, he was dating somebody, as far as the storyline goes, the back, and they were sitting there. It was Goldust and him, and the other female come in, and they're sitting there, and I think it was Test. He's sitting there reading the magazine, but he's got the um, wrestling magazine on the outside of it. So he's sitting there looking at whoever was posing in the Playboy, and he was sitting there, and he's just sitting there talking to his girl, would be girlfriend there, and Goldust like, big cover, big cover, big cover, and busted him out on it. But yeah, you'd have to go back and watch some of those backstage uh, moments with him and
Yeah,
other.
we have to come up because I don't remember any of that.
It's funny. He dressed up like The Rock one time, and uh, started dressing up like other characters.
Ed was asking us about how do we feel about TNA getting bought out by TKO. We were just discussing that earlier.
Yes, what why I brought it up. because the message was up there.
Oh, I didn't even see that.
Yeah,
I had not been watching the comments. I've been looking at everything else over here. So,
yeah,
so he asked that a while ago. Then,
yeah. Um,
okay,
wrestling uh, the Hardys just won tag titles.
yep.
Um, they're talking about doing what I see some clips on doing the Dudleys versus Hardys one last time. I would love to see, and I guess I'm about to get over there and start watching that show because they're talking about bringing uh, Christian and Edge back together. So that would be,
On AEW,
yeah, that would be something to watch.
that would be something to watch. Because they never had a chance to really do a reunion when Christian came back.
Right.
Because he came back in January, and then I think by that August he was all in AEW. So they did not get a chance to do anything at all. Um, okay, let's
Um,
let's get back
right.
to the show.
Uh,
So
Jordan Grace had that last elbow shot or whatever she took. She busted her nose. Um, Jason Jane busted Grace's nose. She's at the end of the match. She had blood all running down
yeah,
her
I
face.
remember seeing that, and I also remember seeing her at the end of the match. She was very angry. I don't know if part of that came from the busted nose. I wouldn't be surprised if it was, because if I was hurt really bad like that, I'd be angry. Um, and Blake Monroe, it's I was glad to see that she was featured into this event, but because of the hype that they had behind her and everything, I'm also kind of surprised that she didn't have a spot, um, a match at Evolution, because they hyped the shit out of her.
Well, she had just had her debut, so
Yeah,
I think they're going to build. And if they did it this early, right after her debut, it would be just a match thrown together. In my opinion, I think giving her a little time, and they're going to get her incorporated in the storylines and all now with Grace. So they're going to have a match, um, and who knows what it'll be. So
can see
they got
Blake.
time to build it up a little bit.
I can see Blake probably, if she continues to live up to the hype, because she had major reviews from her time in AEW, and already her debut match was in the main event
Hmm.
of a PLE. Granted NXT, but still, that's big because
It is,
nobody gets.
um, and you wind up winning
Yeah,
if I'm correct. Um, yeah, I see her. You know, her and Grace doing a thing, but no, and if she when they do, I don't say if when they do fight, she's going to wind up winning the match because you can't just pop her in there, build her hype up, and then bury her in a loss on her first match. So even if there's controversy, she's got
well,
to come out on
they've
top.
done that to many other. Look at Ray Phoenix. He made his debut. He went to WrestleMania less than a month later, and he lost. And there was major hype behind him too.
It depends on, I guess, where their story is going with it.
Right. I can see if she continues to live up to the hype, and wow people. I can see her being fast tracked for the main roster and even having an appearance at the Rumble. That is if she chooses to go to Saudi Arabia, which that in itself is going to be a very interesting thing because I don't know how the women are going to feel, and they're doing the Rumble there. I don't know if there's still some tension um, with some of the women about how people are still being treated over there.
Right.
So it's going to be very interesting to see. Um, and JC Jane is kind of a surprise. She more or less came out of nowhere. I think she was originally a part of a faction with, let's see here, Toxic Attraction. That was Mandy Rose, I believe. Uh, yes. So JC Jane was part of Toxic Attraction with Gigi Dolan and Mandy Rose before Mandy ultimately got fired. And then she went on to be a part of Chase University, which that didn't last long. And now she's with Fatal Influence, which Fallon Henley was supposed to be the leader of this thing. And now that JC has won the NXT title, it's like her being a leader. So it's kind of weird the way that they're doing that one, but they're already showing dissension between the three of them.
Hmm.
Major dissension. Um, but JC Jane more or less came out of nowhere, and now again out of nowhere, she is the NXT Women's Champion and the TNA Women's Champion because she just won that title Sunday, Saturday.
Did she? Okay. Um,
and and also I didn't realize this here. She is the first wrestler ever to hold a championship in both of those organizations at the same time.
yeah, she'll wind up losing one of them soon. So
That's what
at
we
least,
said about Trick Williams too, and he's still so right now the two major champions in TNA are WWE NXT wrestlers. I kind of have mixed feelings about that because from one angle that says that the TNA wrestlers are not good enough. But everybody knows that is not the case.
I don't mind the crossover stuff. I guess we talked about that. Way back in the days. And I guess there's always been some kind of little crossover for years, even with the smaller territories. Um, but it's like I'm like you. It's kind of mixed. I would like to see if you're a TNA champion, you're in TNA, you know,
Yeah,
WWE or WWE. But then if you have matches where it's this person for the championship of another organization, you got to have that surprise stuff, I guess, in there to have these outsiders win the title, even if it's for just a little bit. If you didn't do that, and it'd be like you're hyping all this matchup, but you know what the overall outcome's going to be because they're from a different organization. So
I would have expected Masha to win the NXT title So then now we have, okay, WWE has a TNA title, but a TNA wrestler has a WWE title. To me, I that would have been more preferable, because the way that this deal is going right now is that the whole intent is to get TNA a TV deal, like a major TV deal. And Eric Bischoff was interviewed last week, I think, that he thinks that if TNA gets the right deal, they can easily become the number two company, surpassing AEW.
Yeah, they've all got good gimmick stuff going on right now. So WWE is still going to be the top dog and all that, but
Well, they always
you
will.
can you can have a very close second. I just and it's good to see that you the different organizations kind of work together and not necessarily competing against one another. Going back to the whole Monday Night Wars nonsense, which was very good ratings for both shows. Um,
The Monday Night Wars was that was the most viewership that any wrestling has ever gotten.
yeah, when that whole Attitude Era started, and that's the whole reason Attitude Era come in. It's because there's like kind of restriction on what they could do on TV, and then
Yeah,
Vince slowly like you know, ain't, nothing's off limits. Go with it, and that's when people really started coming out with their own ideas on stuff and doing stuff unscripted for the most part. Um,
and to think the Attitude Era, the very beginning of it was Bret Hart and Steve Austin.
yeah,
That was true start of the Attitude Era, I think.
yeah. But it was a good time, but there's a lot of stuff in that time frame that you couldn't do now. A whole lot.
Oh yeah. Um, like right now, I don't think they'd have been able to get away with Nation of Domination.
No,
Um, I don't
I
think
don't know.
they.
You might be able to, but it would be. I mean, he was a heel anyway. You'd be major heel. I don't know. Yeah, I guess it'd be a touchy subject with where things have gone around now. Um, but yeah, there's so much stuff they can do now. I'd say 95% of the stuff they would be able to do nowadays.
Right. Um, Putting 80-year-old women through tables.
They could probably still do that. I don't understand what they were thinking on that whole situation. Smith's grandmother, and
Well, Bubba Ray, he said Mae Young told him to bring it. Don't be gentle. Put me through the damn table.
yeah, you think about that,
He sure did. Um, so
And back to the show.
yeah, so Jessie Jane is kind of left field. She is a surprise. So I don't know what they're doing with her. Maybe they saw something in her. Say, hey, maybe we need to do something big with her. Because before this, I never really saw her as anything more than a background character. And now here she is, front and center, and she is doing away with the most beatable champion.
I don't know what's going on my internet. I mean, I'm connected, hardwired in. It's got one bar on it. Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. All right, next match. Um, got a few things to say about this one. The Fatal Four Way Tag Match for the Women's Tag Team Championship. Ra- Raquel. Uh,
Raquel Rodriguez, Roxanne Perez, Charlotte Flair, Alexa Bliss, Soruka and Zarya, and the Kabuki Warriors.
yeah.
Now, with this way this match started, I was like, they're not going to give it to Kabuki. Um, they're just getting back together. I don't see them winning the titles. Me and you had Charlotte and Alexa winning.
Yeah.
Uh, Excuse me. Of course, that didn't happen. Um, but this was a really good match. At a couple different times, it was everybody in the ring at the same time. It was like the referee just kind of stepped out of the way and let them do their thing.
Didn't
Uh,
really have much of a choice.
yeah, and you got that many people in the ring at one time.
There, there was one instant. Maybe I think it actually happened twice, but I remember one. The crowd was chanting, "We want Charlotte,"
Yeah,
and that that's kind of different considering how the fans have been reacting to her over the past 6 months.
well, and it's all because of she's aligned with Alexa now. That's my theory on it.
Right,
They
but even still, they were still chanting, "We want Charlotte."
Yeah, but if she's teaming up with Alexa. Alexa's well over, babyface with the fans,
Yeah,
and her aligning with that. I think the fans are wanting to see them two succeed as far as a tag team, eventually win the titles. They'll win it. Um, I feel they're going to have the tag titles, but there again, then you're going to have, like usually always happens, you're going to have that split for whatever reason.
I thought for sure we were going to see that in this match, and that was why they were going to lose the tag titles. I thought for sure that was going to happen.
I think it's still too new. I think they're wanting to build that team up and do something with them, even if it's a short period of time,
Yeah.
for a month or two. Win the titles and then keep the titles for a couple months and then wind up probably, I would say, a WrestleMania match between her and Bliss.
Oh, Charlotte, and yeah, that they've had not a WrestleMania, but they've had singles matches before. I think.
Yeah, they got plenty of time to build that up from now till then.
Uh,
You got 2 nights of it, so
Alexa Bliss. Did you notice there towards the very end of the match when who had her? Was it Raquel? No, Roxanne. I think had her where she was holding her arms behind her before Charlotte pulled her away. Did you notice? Oh no, Zarya had her from behind because Soul would do the no. Soul had her from behind. Zarya was going to do the spear. The way that, and it was right before Charlotte pulled her away. The way that they had the camera angle on Alexa, the the makeup that she had on her from that angle made her look like she was that evil spirit from The Grudge.
I see
Did
that.
you know? You did notice that? Find a clip for the end of that. and just focus on Alexa's face. Because it's pasty white. The way that she had her eyeliner, it looked like she was that girl from The Grudge.
I have to look back at it. I've seen that clip of it. It's mostly been, I see where, Soruka took
Yeah.
the spear and Flair and Liz are in the corner, and I see Flair saying, I got you."
Mhm.
So we're not that whole "we're not friends" thing. It ain't going to take long for they're, I think they're going to get rid of that gimmick and
It's going to be very reminiscent of how Sheamus and Cesaro on together as a team.
yeah.
Very hesitant, and then they realize, oh, we do great
And
together.
I think it will be when they win the tag titles.
Yeah. Um,
Do they have a match at SummerSlam?
they do. They will be taking on Raquel and Roxanne for the titles.
That's a SummerSlam.
Yes.
Okay, they're going to win it,
Yeah. Because,
and the crowd's going to go nuts.
oh, yeah, it's going to,
They're going to have that moment after the match is over where they win it, and they're going to be hugging and blah blah blah, and good old feel good moment, and the
yeah.
crowd's going to go nuts.
Um, so Ruka,
I I would say that I'm sorry to cut you off. I'm gonna say that Flair or Bliss is going to be in some kind of situation where the other one steps in and takes whatever bump from somebody. They push them out, take the hit.
how about this? Charlotte begins, they win the titles, and then they hold it for a little while. They're chummy chummy, and then all of a sudden, Flair starts getting into her own head, become all about me again. Starts pushing Alexa around and all of that. Alexa has enough, and then one day the Wyatt Six shows up, and then it splits them.
That'd be a good way to do it.
Yeah,
Wait for her to join them.
that could be the way to get Alexa back to White Six.
Yeah. You're talking about Sol Ruka.
So Ruka, that entrance she had getting into the ring. You know what I'm talking about.
Jumping over,
Whew.
jumping
Um,
over.
taking that belt and using it like a towel.
Oh, I guess I thought you were talking about when they were coming down the entranceway.
No, this was actually when they were on the ring apron. Um, Zarya and Soul were facing away from the camera, and then Soul takes her belt off, and then all of a sudden she lowers it and starts rubbing it on her butt like she would a towel.
I guess I missed that.
Go back and watch it.
I'm going to go back and watch it. I thought you were talking about the way they came out at the entrance, and she jumps over Zarya to
Oh
make the
yes,
explosion. That was freaking cool.
that was, and it was smooth too,
Yeah,
very smooth, um, almost like it was animated.
or springboarded, like Ray used to do coming out of the stage, on the bottom. He used to have it springboard.
No, I would say with
With
Soul,
her ability,
she
she
is,
didn't need one.
yeah, she probably did that on her own. Yeah, no, I was talking about when she was up there on the ring apron when they were both up there. Yeah, she got a lot of attention from that one.
Yeah, well, she's one of those that's got the abilities, and she's got it. She's going to
She
be at the main
has that
roster soon.
factor.
Yeah. Um, it's just a
She's got
matter of time.
she's got the moves. She's got the look. She has that natural charisma. It it's shocking that she is not on the main roster now.
Yeah.
Um, and I'm still pissed off that they didn't put her in the Rumble this year. So maybe next year, maybe.
I say she'll be in the main roster by then. They can't keep her, and they can't keep her down that long.
No,
You know, which they maybe it's like you're like top thing at NXT. You are the big fan favorite there. Maybe they're not wanting to pull her away from that just yet because they don't have anybody else to fill that spot at that height.
I can definitely see a singles match between her and Charlotte Flair.
That'd be a good match.
Yeah.
They both talk about long legs. A figure four with them two would be nuts.
Let's see. Did they do a draft? Let's see. They did not. So that they
We moved.
yeah.
We moved.
So if they do a draft next year, I can see Soul being moved up by then. They have to. I don't see how they can deny her being on the main roster the way that she is. She is just a phenomenal talent. All right. Next match, the WWE Women's Championship. Tiffany Stratton defending against Trish Stratus. Um, Started off kind of slow for me, but once they got going, they really got going.
Yeah, it did kind of start off a little slow. It was a decent match. I expected a little more out of it. Um, I really used to like Tiffany. She's getting annoying to me.
I
Um,
agree. She was
the whole
already
TV time.
annoying to begin with, but then the whole thing with her turning on Nia and becoming the champion, she became a little less annoying. Then, for whatever reason, it's come right back up.
Yeah, she's got to that where she's the heel in the whole situation,
Yeah,
and I don't think she ever really truly left the heel position. It was just Jax was a bigger heel than her, and you were waiting for that whole Money in the Bank. You know,
maybe like a tweener.
yeah, it's just like yeah, she's just the gimmick, the tippy time gimmick is old. It's to me, it's played out.
Yeah, I remember when I forget which PLE was at, but she was coming out and everybody there at the aisle was doing this with her. At the time, I wasn't even aware of this Tiffy time thing,
Yeah,
so I had no idea why the fans were doing that. Then once I started watching her, I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, I got tired of it quick.
and to me, on the mic, she's not that. She's she's okay on the mic, but she's not top talent on the mic.
She's
To me, it seems it
it.
doesn't have the authenticity.
it sound,
It's
she sounds more like a teenager.
well, it's I'm not believing what she's saying on the mic. It's not through acting believable stuff. You're just reading off a script or whatever to me. Doesn't
Yeah.
seem authentic.
What happened with her and Charlotte earlier this year?
Yeah, yeah. It seemed pushed,
Yeah.
and
Uh,
it just wasn't there on the mic.
and that's not to say that it's the same way in the ring. She is
No, she's a good talent in the ring.
fantastic.
She's a good talent in the ring.
Especially that moonsault that she does is the way that she flies like that. It's like she is moonsaulting with grace.
Right. What they
Um,
call it, the prettiest moonsault?
huh?
Is it called the prettiest moonsault?
Prettiest moonsault ever.
Yeah.
Is what they call it, and it's pretty damn close to it. Um, but yeah, her attitude, her promos, and all of that is
Stale.
well. I don't know if I was ever into it for me. If I was ever into it enough for it to get stale, like it just never got excited for me.
I think she's got to do the promos and stuff like that. It's just part of the business. But you know, if the less she says, the better her character is, because she can
Yeah,
little moves and all that in the ring do the talking for her.
yeah. When she was with Naya, she never really got a whole lot of chance to talk, but her
Right.
actions, I was into that. Um, but now that she is being given the mic, I can do without.
She's got a lot of work to do on that, in my opinion. But at least she's got, you know, the in-ring skills to
Yeah, she's got the in
compensate.
skills down,
Compensate. Because if she didn't have in-ring skills, I don't think she'd be in the main roster.
and she's still young. She's only 26, so she's got plenty of time.
Yeah,
Um, and fun fact here, she was trained by Greg Gagne and Ken Anderson, Mr. Kennedy.
that was another one that it annoyed me back in the day. The whole Mr. Kennedy, Kennedy. I was like, gosh, dang, this is stupid.
A lot of people like that for some reason.
I don't know why.
Yeah. Um,
It's like one of those one-liner things that you throw out there that some liked, and I mean, it didn't have the same. Of course, you smell the rocks cooking, or Stone Cold's what, which is still even being used today.
and to think he was supposed to become a world champion at one time, and injuries plagued him, and that spelled the end for him.
And who knows what the wrestlers going there to try different catchphrases. Who knows what actually clicks and becomes huge, like Austin 316. You never thought that one little thing just, and that's what launched the Attitude Era. That, to me,
Mhm.
that's what launched the Attitude Era. When
Yeah, I can see
go,
the argument. Yeah, yeah, I
you
can
can
see
see,
that.
you can even see, Michael Hayes' face whenever he said it. Is like he's just like, oh, that's
That's,
good.
that's money.
That's money right there.
Yeah, and to think I think he said he came up with that walking to the throne. That he came up with it, and then the next night there were signs all over
Yeah,
Austin 316.
it exploded.
Yes,
You can't say Austin 316. Everybody knows what that means.
yes, they do. We even have
Wrestling.
Austin 316 Day.
Yeah,
Um, Trish Stratus for one, not done any wrestling since February or no March when she was at Elimination Chamber, And then before that, not having wrestled for I think 2 years. Once she got into the groove of it, it was like watching old Trish.
Right.
Um, once she shook the rust off, she was as good as she ever was.
And I wonder if they did any, you know, rehearsals on certain things to match um, with, if they actually got to work together before the show even came on.
I don't know.
Um,
There was one scary moment there, and that was right at the end when Tiffany did her moonsault. It looked like she landed on Trish's face, and the referee came and checked her hand to make sure she was okay before doing the 3 count. Um, and then when Tiffany won, the referee was you could see her pushing Tiffany, saying, "We need to get out of here," so that Trish could have her moment in the
right,
middle.
right,
Um, it would have been better if they didn't show that on camera, but
yeah.
it is what it is. Um, I don't know if this is going to be the last we see of Trish in the ring because she is 49. She'll be turning 50 in December.
You
But
think she's got one more match and it's going to be a retirement match, or do you just retire and go out to the sunset without having you know, the actual retirement match, what some do?
well, technically, this could be considered her third retirement match because she had that first one with Lita, and then she had that steel cage match with Becky.
Hmm.
And for a second there, it looked like they were going to do a thing with her and Zoe Stark, but then that nothing was ever mentioned
Yeah.
when
Oh, yeah.
Zoe turned on Trish.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what's next for her. Who knows? It'd be a good. It would get Sol Ruka in there into the main roster, and
Get
of
her and
course,
Trish together.
a lot of things have to happen. Think about pushing a new talent. If it's a retirement match, you push that new talent. You want to boost the new talent,
Mhm.
which she did with uh, Strat. Um, so
Yeah,
who
but
who
Trish
knows?
looked like she's not done yet. Um, she is still in fantastic shape.
Well, she was a fitness model for before she even started
Yeah,
wrestling. So
yeah, she was a fitness model. Let's see. Uh, yeah, she was a model. Um, at one time, she owned her own yoga studio, and she's also acted in acted in movies. Uh,
hmm,
she's got a Christmas movie called Christmas in Rockwell. I thought that was really really good.
is that a Hallmark movie?
Yes,
Sounds like it.
yeah,
Now, as far as like acting with the wrestlers going and taking these acting roles and all that, it's not that big of a stretch because you're already acting.
right.
You're already acting on screen, and the whole wrestling thing. So, and it works out really well when you're, you know, doing these action sequences too, because you can do a lot of your own stunts. That's what they do on a day in, day out basis. So it's a good fit for a lot of wrestlers going into acting.
Yeah, but she's only done 4 movies and a handful of television stuff. Most of them um, reality based, like Canada's Got Talent, um, Trainer for Tough Enough, Stratosphere, whatever that was, Second City's Next Comedy Legends. So yeah, she never. That's really all it was. So, but still, I'm excited to see what's next for her. Um, I'd like to think that we have not seen the last of her. In the middle of a live show. I
So,
can't cut that part out. We're live.
you're fine. You're fine. I
We're
just had,
live, Al. We're live.
yeah, we're live.
Okay, moving on. Um, well, I think on this one, we I don't remember what you were saying. I was saying that Trish was going to win, and then Naomi cashing in after that.
We wound up actually, both of us had Trish winning this one,
Okay.
with the possibility of her cashing in.
Yeah, but since that match happened first, I knew there was no can on this
Yeah,
because I never even considered that she would do Rhea and Io. Um,
yeah, because it was always kind of pushed towards, Stratton and that whole staying on that show and all that.
they were on the same show though.
Which it was a good, it was good the way they did it, and with her losing her match, I was like, well, I don't think she's cashing in. Um, her and the Jade and Naomi match it was intense, but there was a couple. The hell was that? Cheat
Yeah.
um, it wasn't. Their match wasn't all that to me. A couple botches there. The garbage can. She puts a garbage can on Naomi. Jay does, and she goes down. The garbage can basically comes off. She doesn't readjust it. It's very awkward.
The ending of the match was very disappointing to me because I thought for sure that Bianca Belair was going to turn on Jade.
Yeah.
I thought for sure because it had always been Jade got attacked, and when she came to, she saw Naomi run. There was never thing said about her actually seeing Naomi attacking her,
hmm
which I took as Bianca the one doing the damage, and Naomi came by, saw it, she ran, and that was when Jade wakes up.
It makes good storyline sense for them to do that. I wish they would go ahead but I think it's been so long now that it's kind of an afterthought.
it it's at that point now. But also at the same time, I wonder if they are very hesitant with turning Bianca because she is very popular, especially to little girls.
Yeah,
So they may not want to turn her for that alone. Um, but Naomi was looking very rough by the end of the whole thing. I think she was supposed to have had like a broken nose.
yeah, I can see that. I do believe she was bleeding, if I'm not mistaken, out of that,
I think so.
because she came back with the cat cash and she had a bandage on the top.
Yeah, and then she bled again,
Yeah,
I
so
think. Um, I don't know. I've got mixed feelings about this match. To be honest, I don't really remember a whole lot of it, except that they had last man they had tables. I think they had steel chairs.
yeah, even the first table that Jade went through on the outside, she just kind of knocked her into it and fell back through it, and it was like this wasn't it's a table, but it wasn't the way they had. I guess the camera set up with it. It wasn't that impressive.
I don't know. For me, it just wasn't memorable.
Yeah, how many times can you put them two together and duke it out in different matches? Played its it's kind of played its part. Let's move
Well,
on to something else.
you got Evolution match at WrestleMania. Um,
But it's been going an ongoing feud for past what 4 months
uh,
ever since Elimination Chamber.
since Elimination Chamber, and that was in March. So yeah, 4 months.
Yeah, it's kind of played its role. Let's move on to something else, and hopefully with. I mean, I don't think they're going to because I think Jade is going to wind up winning the title from her. So we're still going to be stuck in watching.
Not a SummerSlam because Jade's now going against Trish.
Really?
Yeah, because well, see,
Oh,
that's why we were thinking Naomi was going to cash
you
in
talking
on
about,
Tiffany and Trish, so that it
you
would
talking
be
about Trish Stratus?
yeah, because that is the SmackDown title, and that's where Jade is at. So that's why I was saying that Naomi was going to cash in on either Tiffany or Trish, whoever won, and Jade, being Queen of the Ring, was going to challenge Naomi at SummerSlam and get her ultimate revenge.
So you're saying Jade and Trish Stratus are going to be at SummerSlam?
Yeah, that's
Really?
already set.
Wonder why.
It's what they said,
Well, that may be her retirement match.
huh?
Then maybe that's her retirement match.
Tiffany,
You keep saying Trish.
did I?
Yeah, that's why I was like Stratus. And you said yeah. I was like, that
Oh,
doesn't make any sense.
yeah. No,
Now.
Tiffany, Tiffany and Jade.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Uh, I kept saying Trish.
Yeah, you
Shit.
said Trish a couple times. And I'm like, Trish Stratus? I even said Trish Stratus.
I
I
think
said, yeah, they said it. I was like,
I need to have my head examined.
it's
No.
okay. At least you got names there. Like sometimes I can't even remember damn names.
So that's why I was saying Naomi was going to cash in on either Tiffany or Trish, take the women's title, and Jade being Queen of the Ring challenging Naomi for that title at SummerSlam. I thought that there would be the end of the feud. But since Naomi didn't cash in on that match, now we're getting Tiffany and Jade. Um,
And it's kind of a yeah, and I could easily see Jade winning that.
she probably will, but to be perfectly honest, I am not terribly excited about that match.
Yeah, it's I'm not with all the Jade hype. It's just like needs to be a true heel. I think if she, come out and really maybe get on the mic a lot more. Maybe they're not letting her on the mic because she doesn't have the mic skills. I don't know what the whole deal is there.
I
I think they
just feel,
spend a lot of money on her contract getting her there because she has the look, but she
I
just doesn't have the charisma.
I feel bad for her opponents because I said this about Asuka. It was like Asuka had to really slow down to keep up with Jade because Asuka is very high intensity, and I could visibly see her struggling with Jade at Night of Champions.
Yeah, because she's not been there that long. I see that match being a flop unless they interject something else in there, like Bianca coming out,
Yeah,
turning on Jade. I don't know, need something. That a standalone match is not gonna to me is not gonna work.
right. They keep saying that Jade is a generational talent. She's not in wrestling terms.
Right?
As a character, yes, she's got the look. She's got the look. But as far as her in ring stuff, it's really subpar.
Yeah.
And you would think that by now she would have had that all honed in. Now she does do some
She
good
has improved. She has improved a great deal since it's been there
jazz.
in ring. But still, there's still something. I think it's the charisma. I think it's to me, it's the charisma. It's the mic.
I can see that. Um, I like her entrance. The way that they do that light thing around her, and when she comes out, it's almost like
Chiseled out of stone or chiseled out of ice.
huh?
Chiseled out of ice.
It's it's like she's coming out of a different dimension. Um, but but other than that, I don't know. I don't see that match being very exciting. Um, but who knows? We may be surprised. She does do some good stuff. There's no doubt, but she is not on the level of Oscar. Or,
No, and then you got Tiffany, who's not that great on the mic.
yeah,
So
but to be fair, hardly anybody is on the same level as Oscar is.
true.
So, um, and it seems like I think Bianca is still healing from from her broken finger. So she may still be out for another. I think that her finger was just well enough for her to be the referee. Um, I
Let's
can
go on to the battle royal.
the battle royal. Okay, this pissed me off. Nikki Bella came out first, and then they showed the next person. Then they went into commercial.
And then you get back and everybody's in the ring.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I wanted to see everybody coming out. I wanted to see everybody get in their separate entrance.
What I what I wanted to see a Royal Rumble type entrance. Two start, next one comes out, and it didn't have to be as long as what's 2 minutes.
Uh,
It could have been 3 minutes. It could have been, every 30 seconds or whatever. You know, and you could even not have the big entrance, or you could shorten the entrance down to where they're getting called out. The name's called, and you actually get to see who's coming in. But at least, I mean, they didn't put a commercial where there was action. I
oh, they
was,
don't dare do that.
um,
Don't dare do that. But yeah, that pissed me off for because this is a women's event, and you want to showcase every person. You want people to see them coming out.
yeah.
Get their recognition as they come out to the ring, and you do that during the entrances for the battle. That was poor decision making.
Well, the fans got to see it.
Yeah, the fans in the audience did.
Yeah, fans there got to see it. So they still get their recognition, just not on the big screen.
Yeah. Um, and I get so tired of their commercials too. Um, because when I watch some of the older stuff, even like I have right here, Extreme Rules and Money in the Bank from 2017. An hour and 10 minutes into the show, they're already on their fifth match. An hour and 10 minutes. Now it takes 3.5 hours just to do 5 matches
Yeah,
because of the damn commercials.
yeah. Well, that's a revenue they're getting for commercials. That's that extra money coming in. Not, they've already got, they're already making tons of money off of just ticket sales.
I know.
So I guess it's the kind of the whereas you know, you had pay per view, so you're paying for the actual show. You know, we as customers, watching, they're getting that revenue from that. Now they've eliminated that to where it's just a subscription to whatever platform, which is a lot cheaper in the long run. So now they're compensating like they're compensating that money they were getting for pay per views to uh, now PLEs with commercials. So it
Uh,
seems like they're trading the money they were getting with sponsorship commercial money.
it's really, really old. Um,
You
and,
know,
and
I would throw in
yeah,
commercials.
think of how it is for those in the audience. Because while we're waiting, they are sitting there 20 minutes in between matches.
Well, I'm sure.
Match, match after match. Boom, boom, boom. Now it's
Yeah.
match. Okay, now we're going to do 20 minutes of commercials. You guys just sit there.
Well, that gives them time to go to the bathroom, go get some concessions, go get the T-shirts and things like that.
Uh,
Me, an event like this, I'm paying for that. Before I go sit down, I'm going to the restroom, get my stuff, sit down, and I'll sit down and enjoy the show. If
uh,
there is a break in there where I need to go and do something, then
they, I just wish they would do away with the commercials, period. Just because
they're not going to because that's money, that's big time money revenue coming in.
you
If,
would.
if at anything, I wish they would do it like they do their own WWE.com where they're selling their merch online and doing those advertisements where it's like there and it's in between matches. It's not we're not getting anything cut out.
Well, that's why um, when I watch replays, I do all the commercials first while I'm fixing something to eat, using the bathroom, whatever. And then I sit down, I can just watch the whole thing.
That's what I do. It's gotten to the point where I'm not really worried about watching it live anymore. You know, since it's readily available. You know, as soon as it's over, or even if it's already started, I won't watch it right at the beginning. You know, I'll watch it. You know, say 30 minutes in or 45 minutes in, I'll start watching it then. That way, I can kind of skip through the nonsense.
Right.
I can just concentrate on the actual matches. So it takes my viewing time down a great deal.
They need to come up with something that with the advertisement that they're now doing on the ring mat can offset some
And
of
the
that.
tables. And the tables. You know,
And
you got a Slim Jim table. Come on.
you got the prime time cart, and then they do certain matches being sponsored by certain things.
Yeah,
When one match is on, then that whole thing is lit up in
in that advertisement stuff.
yeah.
And truth be known, it's like I don't know certain advertisements, unless it's like very like for products. You know, I don't buy products because of an advertisement
No,
most of the time. You know, it's like I've tried the Prime one time, and I was like, this is nasty.
I tried.
Um,
What flavor did you try?
I don't remember. It's been a while. Like,
I
but
tried
it
the
was
lemon lime flavor. It was okay, but I was tasting that thing for the next 3 days.
yeah. I wasn't impressed by the Prime drink. Um, it's like, and I've said this before in different to different people. You know, can you see a commercial? You're watching a TV show and you see a commercial for toilet paper. It's like, why do you need an advertisement for toilet paper? We're going to buy it.
Yes,
I didn't like I'm gonna see these bears on there, with the Charmin. It's like, oh my god, I got to go get some Charmin
I, I
right now.
I
And
think
like,
that's the thing because there are so many different things. You got Charmin, you got Quilted Northern, and then you got the generic brands.
look, I buy toilet paper. I don't buy the cheap stuff. I don't buy the generic stuff. That's one ply stuff that's like you can see through.
Yeah, the if
If
you
I'm gonna save money, it's not gonna be buying the cheap toilet paper. I might buy the cheap chicken noodle soup, but I ain't buying cheap toilet paper.
yeah, 'cause if you can see through it, guess what else is going to go through it?
Yeah, yeah. It's like
Uh,
I refuse to buy cheap toilet paper. I don't even do it at class. It's like, nope, I'm not buying the cheap shit. Sorry. Because as a business guy that goes in, restaurants or whatever, you go to which I don't do certain businesses in
right.
public places
Yeah,
anyway.
you don't want the cheapest stuff.
Right. When I go in, like if I got to blow my nose or something, say it there. I got to blow my nose or something. It's like this is some cheap shit. It's a good shit. And that always annoyed me at like restaurants and things like that. You buy the cheapest shit you can put on the
Yeah,
roll. It's like, this is
you blow your nose in it, you blow your nose through it,
right.
and now you got to wonder, oh, where did it go?
Yeah, and then being a business owner too is like with my class is like I'm not doing that at my place. Because
Right.
I'm going to need it too. For I need to blow my nose.
Uh,
But anyway, we're off the toilet paper
yeah,
advertising.
let's get back to the battle
Yeah.
royal. I do have to say, to me, this is one of the better battle royals that I've seen lately. Um, some surprising people there towards the end. At first, I thought it was going to be one of those really, really quick ones. where it's like, okay, everybody get in now, everybody get out, when Nia was already eliminating two people within the first 30 seconds.
Yeah, it did go a lot longer than the normal just throw together battle royals. I'm
It
glad to
was the
see that.
third longest match of the night. So that's saying something.
Yeah, um, it was good overall match. You had a lot of stuff going on, and best thing about those Rumble matches like that is like you can go back and watch different areas of the ring and see what's going on. So it's like
Yeah.
you're watching something new.
Um, a, a funny part of this, Maxine was doing her reverse worm. And then she got Natalia to do the reverse worm.
That
Natalia did it, but she didn't move. She couldn't move.
yeah, it's like I understand that entertainment value. You know, everybody's hyped and want to see that kind of funny little thing. It's like,
Oh man.
oh gosh,
Needless to say, Natalia did not last long. Neither did Maxine. And I'll say this again because I've been saying this about Maxine. There is no doubt that you can visibly see that she has been improving all the way through. Um, she's having long matches now. She's looking good doing these things. You can tell she has been putting in the work to improve herself. Um, because I remember when she was in the Rumble in '03. I think it was the 23 Rumble, and she lasted a while in there, but she just did not look good. The following year, she was in the Rumble. She did awesome, but she had much lesser time in there. Um, but also, she has been training with Natalia, and it shows. Um, but one of my picks for this thing was, or actually two of them, Jada Parker and Kaylani Jordan were thrown out in the middle of this, and I'm thinking, oh no, okay. Um, the last NXT was Last Legend.
hmm
She was looking good. She's been looking good. I'm actually kind of surprised she hadn't been called up either.
well, you haven't seen her a whole lot, so it's like, what are they doing with her? Um,
Yeah,
but as far as who won, I kind of see it, especially when there's the last two. I was like, yeah, there's no way they're gonna let her lose.
right.
Yeah, they're um, pushing her pretty. Um,
I like how that last elimination was. That
yeah,
was,
this on the side, that
yeah,
was good.
and then just kind of flip her over.
Right.
Lash, for a second there, I thought that the camera caught her laughing when they zoomed in on her. Just the way that her facial expression was, I could have sworn she was laughing.
I have to go back and watch.
Yeah, and they quickly cut away from her, but it looked like she was laughing. You know, I could be wrong. It's just the way that it looked. Um,
Well, I'd pick Stephanie. You had picked Stephanie as one of your picks. Um, we also had Bella, on as a pick.
Yeah, she's definitely not done. She's going to have a little bit of a run because she's had a match with Chelsea Green last week, and the way that it looks sounds like she's going to be there a while. And people are already making jokes saying, well, the only reason she's back is she has to pay that spousal support thing um, because of the divorce she just had. And okay, I get it. It's all in the timing. But hasn't Nikki been involved in enough things to where she, even with that, she doesn't have to do this if she didn't want to?
Right.
Um,
And it may be the whole divorce thing and all that stuff. I need something to occupy my time to, really get back into, and this may be that therapeutic place where she feels comfortable.
right. Uh, but instead, people just want to focus
Well, that's
on
the way
themselves.
society is now, man. It's the way society is now. With people are easy to throw out negativity and just
Yeah,
it's always negative. You know.
look what they're doing with that couple from Coldplay.
Yeah, I mean it's done played out. It was kind of funny, the first 24 hours, but you know,
And then it
played
gets
its part. It's like the Haktua. You know,
yeah.
you had your 15 minutes of fame. It's time to move on to something else.
Uh, Another thing that got old, I actually this, well, yelled at this person. Um, Xavier Woods had made a tweet about he. What did he say exactly? Um, it has to do with the whole AJ Styles thing. Him going back to TNA and all of this. See if I can find it.
Yeah.
Here it is. Um, Xavier Wood, just remember, I am the first fully homegrown TNA talent to find real long term success in WWE. I washed the stink off and made it possible for the rest of you to come and experience WrestleMania. But per usual, when I do amazing things, don't nobody want to talk about that. I get that. And then this one guy says, "Let's talk about Paige. You were in that too." And I comment on that. What purpose does bringing that up serve? And
Yeah.
really,
I mean, that's old news.
yeah. So
It's
what's
it's,
the point?
it's like I said. People will remember. You can do you can do 100 good things in your life, and you do one bad thing, and they will remember that bad thing more than they will all those 100 good things
Yeah.
that you did. You know,
Hmm.
people just enjoy tearing other people down for whatever reason.
That's all some people live for, doing that.
If I've got personal feelings against you know this person or that person, I keep it to myself for the most part.
Yeah.
Um,
So
it's like people that I don't get along with, I don't associate with. If I don't like you for whatever reason, I distance myself from you. And like at the fire service, we're always joking with each other back and forth. It's just the way it is. One guy one time, and he was fairly new. He came in and was like, "You really don't like me, do you?" It's like, "Let me tell you something." I said, "If I didn't like you, I wouldn't joke with you. I said, if I don't like you, I don't talk to you. That's just the way I am.
Well, there was another thing. It was actually a post that Ed made. He says, know how this is pushed out and or controlled. The rest need to stand up, defend, and push out those who do this. All need to stand against not just a few, forced to change, pull out of their groups, ignore requests, stop watching their content. No one is an instance in CES, although that can be argued. Uh, we make them that way. There's a problem. So it it's about paranormal isn't a competition. It's a calling. Let's stop the bullying.
Hey, are you like super busy?
I'm I made the comment. That's what I've done. I've left groups, many of them, and I won't click on them. I won't click on a link to give them an extra view. And more importantly, I don't even mention certain groups and people's names because I don't want to accidentally send people over there.
Right. And it's that way in the normal, and it will always be that way. Um, we've had discussions about this. It's like para unity does exist. You just have to find the right people. You know, and it's like with the Things Network.
Mhm.
You find those people that you connect with and that aren't here for the glory, the wanting the TV shows, and because that's past. That ain't happening.
Right.
You know,
Well, now
that's all
we
been
create
done
our own shows and put them on YouTube.
right. And most of them out there are just they're they're nonsense. They're claiming stuff is paranormal that's not.
Or demonic.
Yeah, it's just they're looking for that 15 minutes of fame.
Hmm. That's okay. Let them go for it. I'm just still do my thing here. Um, so anyway, going back to Stephanie Bakir. So by winning the match, she now has a world title match at Clash of Paris, the end of August. Now here's the interesting thing: they've already got the poster made out for Clash of Paris put out. These are the people that are on the poster. Cody Rhodes all the way at the top. Gunther, Tiffany Stratton, then John Cena, Jacob Fatu, CM Punk, Seth Rollins, Bianca Belair, Jay Uso, Rey Mysterio, Penta, Rhea Ripley, and Charlotte Flair. I don't see Stephanie Bakir there, and she is the first confirmed person to have a match.
Well, what's Ray doing on there?
That's a good question. 'Cause I have no idea how long his recovery is supposed to be from that pulled groin thing. Um, I would like to think that by then Bianca Belair will be back. Seth Rollins, well, it depends. I'm now having second thoughts about the legitimacy behind this injury thing that he's got.
They, I saw a little interview thing with him, and they were talking about MRIs in Alabama, and there was a lot of swelling and all that. They had to wait till.
Have you ever heard of that before?
I actually haven't. MRI is supposed to see through all that stuff,
Yeah.
but I'm not a tech, so I don't know.
So that was the first instant where I started having second thoughts on that, because like you, I thought it was supposed to see through all of that.
But the way that that match ended with him and LA Knight, it's like, yeah, he's really hurt. Just
Uh,
that match ending didn't fit. the known ending.
they've been doing a lot of things that make us wonder: was this real or not,
Yeah,
or truth?
yeah.
So I I don't know. SummerSlam is this weekend. If Seth Rollins doesn't show up at SummerSlam, then I'm gonna go with he's legitimately hurt.
SummerSlam is this weekend.
Mm, no, following weekend. Following weekend.
It's first week of August.
Yeah, I no my I've got an investigation, and that is this weekend. I don't know why I was thinking SummerSlam.
Okay.
I
Okay.
have an investigation,
I was fixed to say because I'm gonna be on
and
vacation.
SummerSlam the following one.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm gonna be on vacation this weekend. We're leaving Thursday. Won't be back till Monday.
Okay.
Um, but it's
Yeah. So following weekend is SummerSlam, August
second, third.
second, third. Yes.
Okay. Well, I am actually off that week
Okay.
as it sits right now, other than class stuff. Yeah. We got a tournament on the 9th. So the next week after vacation, I got a lot of extra classes to go together.
Um, are we going to have an opportunity to do a preview before SummerSlam?
Mm, possibly the 30th. That's on a Wednesday
Okay.
because I'll be at work. I'll be tied up Thursday, Friday at work. Saturday, I got stuff going on that morning.
Yeah, I really
Unless we did it, well, I don't have anything going till 12 o'clock Saturday. So we did an early show Saturday morning. What time's the show come on? Because I'll be done by 1:30ish, 2 at the latest
oh,
Saturday.
we're not going to know until next week what time everything starts. Let me check. See if
I
maybe
would
the
say the
episode.
pre-show is probably about 4 o'clock.
Okay, Explore Hub. No, they don't have any times released yet.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, we'll talk about that later. If not, we'll just do a review like we always do. Because right now they have they have 9 matches set between the two nights.
Okay. If we don't get to do the preview show or pre-show,
We'll just
write
do
down the matches and write down the matches and who you think's going to win.
Yeah, we'll just do a review and do like a private predictions and go from there.
Yeah.
Okay, final match. Um,
Io Sky and Rhea Ripley.
Io Sky, Rhea Ripley. To this was match of the night and a very strong contender for match of the year. Um, let's see. I think I predicted Rhea to win this match.
We both did.
Okay. This match had everything. Uh, I think 5 or so minutes into this thing, you could hear them say in the ring, "I respect you. I respect you. Okay, let's fight."
Yeah.
And from that point on, all hell broke loose between those two. They went at it, took it out to the audience. Um, then Io did her, splash from top of those whatever those things were, like huge, huge crates.
Hmm.
Um, and that scares me about her because her luck is going to run out and she is going to get seriously injured. Like when she does the trash can spot in the War Games matches, she is going to hurt herself bad. And I
Yeah,
don't want to
that's
see that.
things like that definitely going to take a toll on your body in the long run. Yeah.
That too. She'll be lucky if she has another 10 years of wrestling the way that she does all this stuff. But this match had everything. It was. I have said for the last couple of years that my favorite women's match was Rhea Ripley and Charlotte at WrestleMania 39. This match was right up there. Um, and that's kind of surprising seeing that from Io because she has really broke out here in this last year.
Hmm.
Um, and I thought, okay, this audience is going to be exhausted by the time these two are done. Um, and for as long as they have gone on, that was one of the longer women's matches I've ever seen. It
26-20. Yeah. Good Lord, it's a long
Yeah,
time.
26 minutes. How often do you get that from a women's match?
Yeah. Everything else is, the longest one besides that was the Becky Lynch match in 1630. So,
Yeah.
you went another 10 minutes, almost another complete 10 minutes on that. Um, and
So
there's,
Rhea and Io literally gave us a main event that is supposed to close out a show, whether if
right.
it's men's or women. Um, but this right here, to me, is a very, very strong contender for match of the year anywhere. To me, it was that good. Um, and then I have my mixed feelings about this with the cash in and turning this into a triple threat because those two by themselves, it was perfect. So it's debatable on whether if the match was ruined by Naomi coming out and cashing in or not. Some people say it added to it. Some people say it ruined it. I still yet haven't decided if it ruined it for me or if it added. It was just so unexpected because this is the Raw brand where Naomi was on SmackDown and now she's coming over to Raw. I did not see that happening.
Yeah, I didn't either. I didn't think the cash in would be that quick. If it, like I said, we discussed earlier, if it was going to be, it was going to be on the Tiffany match.
Yeah.
Kind of threw us some, which is good. They kind of threw it in a totally different direction we were not expecting, um, which makes for better entertainment.
It does.
Um,
It does.
so, throwing that in there, after the match, she had lost. She got the hell beat out of her. I was like, well, that's the end of that tonight. And then she has the whole, come out there with her nose taped up and pushes Rhea into the
Yep.
turnbuckle or the ring post, and then hits Io and then pins her.
Yeah. But at least that's one briefcase we don't have to see anymore.
Right.
Because after a while, I get tired of seeing them coming out with a briefcase.
Carrying it all the time. Well, Paul's got to carry that one around for quite a while.
Yeah, now because unless he actually comes in and cashes in on SummerSlam, and then we have almost a full year of not having to see a briefcase.
Yeah, and that would be a good if he didn't really hurt his knee. You know,
Yeah,
then it's all a work. You know, him and a title match coming out there and cashing in on whether it be Gunther or coming out and cashing in on Cena and Otis.
see, that's the thing. I can see Punk beating Gunther and getting the title, and then Seth cashing in on him
and
just
that be
just to ruin it.
and if it was all a total work, oh my God, it'd be a great work.
Yeah, it would be. And I'm seeing a lot of people making that call right now. So I'm going to reserve judgment until after SummerSlam, and then go. If
Okay,
he
Seth
does
is
not
hurt.
cash in, okay, his knee's hurt.
Yeah, if he doesn't cash in on SummerSlam, he's really hurt.
Yeah, yeah. Um, but yeah, so I'm glad to see Naomi finally get a world title. It's been 7 years. Somebody actually put out on X, and Naomi responded to it before. Natalia had the longest distance in between title reigns at 6 years and something. And then when Naomi won the title, it ended up being 7 years in between her two world title reigns. Somebody pointed that out. This is WWE only, not including the TNA title she had. And Naomi responded to that saying, "Oh, put my business out there. Why don't you?" Something like that. It was a funny response the way that she did it. But I'm glad to see that she has won the world title. She has more than deserved it, especially with what she's been doing these past few months. Um, so I'm curious to see what's going to happen, especially now that it's her, Io, and Rhea in a triple threat at SummerSlam, which I'm already going to call saying Naomi's going to come out with the title on that one.
Yeah,
Um,
they're not going to take her from that quick.
yeah, well, we said the same thing about Jacob too.
True, but Jacob kept it for just a little bit longer. I mean, not keeping it for more than a month.
Yeah. Um, and at the very end, this was actually after they cut the live feed and before they went into the post show. Io and Rhea embraced. They're in front of they're at the stage. Um, Rhea said something like, "We just did that," something like that. Like, we just did that. We main evented this thing, and oh, they main evented all right. That was a hell of a match those two had. Um, just very, very good. And then
Whole
Naomi ruined it.
whole lot of near falls in it.
Yeah,
Exciting near falls.
they they took the audience for a ride. That's for sure. Um, and to me, start to finish, every match was great. I really hope that this is what they need to be able to have this thing being an annual event.
You know, the ticket sales are going to be the difference maker. I think. Hopefully, they'll continue this.
See that's why I'm concerned about the 8,300 that they had in the audience. So I don't know.
I wonder if that's the real count or because that seems very low.
It, it is. because that place can hold 18,000 people.
Seems very low.
Yeah,
Um,
and that stage did not cover 10,000 seats. So I don't know.
I guess time will tell.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got to wrap up. I've got to go work on a lawnmower and do some other stuff before I go to work. Well, I got to work. Go to class in a few hours.
Well, I need to wait a couple more days before I can mow. We had rain Saturday, Sunday.
Well, they started cutting grass yesterday, and the sun did, and the mower's acting up. It's a
Hmm.
design flaw on the mower. You got to take a part off and clean it out, and that.
I did weed eat yesterday. Most of the weed eating that needed to be done. I tried a gas weed eater for the first time. My brother gave it to me. For about 2 hours, I couldn't make a fist.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because that weed eater is a lot more powerful than mine. And holy cow!
I've got a strap on the shoulders that concentrates. So
Really?
work with it. Yeah,
Oh, I never seen one like that before.
yeah.
So,
It's easier to deal with.
what's nice about the weed eater my brother gave me is that it's not the kind where if it um, where you got to try to smack it to run the line out. This one here is one of those where it's a much thicker thing, so it's harder to break. And
Right.
you fold it in half and run it through this thing, and both ends are sticking out.
I got you. They got one that's got these metal pieces, metal wires sticking out of them. I want to try those. Supposed to be long
I
lasting.
thought I thought about having one of those, but I'd be afraid the amount of damage that I would cause with it if I'm running it along the side of the house.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I'd be so scared to damage my siding. So, but if you can make it work, it'd be great.
We got brick, so around most of our. Now the only problem we do have, we get around the pool and stuff like that. So it'd
Okay.
be I'd be very cautious around that type of stuff with that type of weed eater wood.
Yeah, with a better one, absolutely.
Yeah,
All right, so we're gonna talk later about doing a preview if
yeah.
we're
Even if we can come in like what I say Wednesday or even Saturday morning. You know, we did Saturday morning before. It's
yeah,
just a bunch of
Saturday might be kind of rough. I'll have to get up early.
on
I
the
would have
second. I'm talking
to early
about
that day. Um,
August 2nd.
yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
I would have to get up really early that day so I can get my work in because, like you said, the pre-show would probably start at 4 o'clock.
yeah. Or even if we did it,
Yeah. Well, actually,
we
no.
could do it.
Might even be earlier because they'll be in Central Time.
We could possibly do it like 2 o'clock on the
Yeah,
second.
that might give us time. I don't know.
I mean, all we got to do is preview, so we don't really have to talk
Yeah.
too
So,
much. A couple minutes per match.
do we ever
Keep it
do?
under an hour.
Do we ever do a couple of minutes per match?
Yeah, we did pretty good the last couple of shows. We got time frame. We don't have a lot. We're
Uh,
under an hour.
yeah, you got a point there. Yeah,
I
that
think
would.
we could.
Yeah, we packed in a lot on that one.
Yeah,
And now here we are at 2 hours and 11 minutes. We just talked about seven matches.
yeah. We got off.
Yeah, we went off on a thing there. So, but that's okay. All right. Well, I guess we will go ahead and call it a day because I've got a meeting coming up in an hour.
Oh. Yeah, I gotta get in here and get out here and get this motor running again and get all that stuff done.
All right. Well, we'll go ahead and call it a day. Figure out we're going to do our preview, the pre-show to the pre-show. Um, Thank you, Ed, for coming out and playing with us. Little time you were able to, and we will see you all whenever we're able to get back on.
Yeah, probably second, maybe.
Yeah. All right, we will see you guys later. Have a good day.
Yeah.